Good evening to all of you faithful viewers of Equinoxe Television. It's time for the news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Major Stories this evening. As from today, November 1, consumers of electricity will no longer be segmented based on the installed voltage, but rather based on recharge habits. Each customer now fits into consumption brackets that determines the rate that applies to them. According to NEO, this will guarantee that both prepaid and postpaid customers are billed on the same basis. We will be telling you more on that in this news edition. Plus, as you observe World Savings Day that was yesterday, our reporters went out on the fields to find out from Cameroonians and also financial institutions why it is important to save and how savings should be done, especially on a daily basis, no matter how much you earn. Viewers, those are our lead stories. Details when we come back. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for the confidence. We begin by talking about urban disorder in the city of Douala. It is always a daunting task circulating in the economic capital Douala because of haphazard parking or careless driving. And the report which comes up next, our reporter for me, Sanda, tells us that the Douala City Council says they are working hand in gloves with automobile users here in the economic capital Douala to combat the issue of urban disorder. His report.
The pedestrian path here at the Beseke Valley in the Douala 1 municipality has practically been colonized by fast-driven vehicles, and for every city dweller trekking past here, extreme vigilance is required. This is a microcosm of the reality across the entire city of Douala, and here at the second-hand household equipment vendor street in Aqua, popularly known as Rue de la Case, it is urban disorder in another form. Vendors expose their merchandise from their shops to the main road, blocking movement for pedestrians and narrowing the road for vehicles. Another phase is improper parking, as vehicles are stationed out of the designed parking spaces across the city.
Non, on n'a pas baissé les mains, mais les habitants de Douala ne sont pas faciles.
Responding to the question of whether the Douala City Council has been defeated in the fight against urban disorder, the city mayor of Douala, Roger Mbassadine, says the fight is on and results will better be appreciated in the long run.
Ferme. Il n'y a plus d'aucune route sans trottoir.
The city mayor responded to Equinoxe Television's question at the end of the Douala City Council's budgetary execution and evaluation session.
We are moving forward. We are making a lot of progress in improving the living condition of people in Douala. But the road is a little bit long. We still have a lot to do. And that's what we are going to do in the next few months and next year. We have a plan to improve the living condition. That's what we are going to do. And we have, of course, not everybody is thinking of the same way. It is important to discuss and to find a way to work together hand in hand.
Okay, thank you. Supervising on behalf of the government of Cameroon, the senior divisional officer for the Vuri division called for maximum collaboration in the proper implementation of decentralization in the city of Douala.
We call to your collaboration of all the actors. Without collaboration, we cannot succeed. And we are going to sustain our city mayor in order to attempt his objective. Thank you very much.
The Douala City Council says their developmental priorities and focus will be on improving the urban road network, electrification, sanitation, habitation, among others.
Still on insecurity, or still on disorder, this time around we talk insecurity. We take you to the border towns of Ngaoundéré and Karua in the north and the Adamawa regions respectively, where gendarmes at the border say they are poised more than ever before to secure the circulation of goods and persons in the north and the Adamawa regions. Once again, for me, I'm Sanda with details.
with a population of 242,441 spread over a surface area of 36,522 square kilometers. The vast Mayotte division in the north region of Cameroon is of major security concern to gendarmerie officials of the 3rd Gendarmerie region. Bordered by the Central African Republic and the Republic of Chad, this division suffers from the unstable security situation in the Central African Republic and Chad, manifested in armed trafficking, kidnappings for ransom, banditry and other forms of criminality. Same fate is suffered by the Benue division of the same region, bordered by Chad on one hand and the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the other hand.
Les postes de résistance que nous enregistrons.
The resistant insecurity in these divisions were identified and outlined by the commander of the 3rd Gendarmerie region, General Pierre Loubazar, at the launch of the second phase of a security operation baptized Operation Ada North in Garwa in the North region.
Frontalier, d'une part avec le Tchad et d'autre part avec la RCA.
Aimed to uproot criminality and criminal activities in the urban and rural areas in the north and the Adamawa regions.
Et à 2 mois de la Saint-Sylvestre,
the gendarmerie boss revealed that phase 1 was largely successful, but for pockets of resistance in the already mentioned administrative unit. Amongst except announcing new tactics and promising determination, the gendarmerie boss says their goal is to accompany the Adamawa and the North regions safely into the Christmas and the end of year activities. The launch of the second phase of Operation Ada North was done in the presence of Colonel Durai, Deputy Commander in charge of operations at the 3rd Combined Military Region under the command of General Aga Robinson, Commander of the 3rd Combined Military Region in Cameroon.
And now let's talk business. The World Savings Day was observed that was yesterday, October 31, and research has shown that the saving cultures not shared by many Cameroonians, especially the poor and low-income earners, who find it difficult to save a part of their earnings. Considering the importance of saving, we are looking at how savings can be done even in the most difficult situations. Babila Jonathan talked with some actors of the financial sector and compiled this report for the news.
The difficult socio-economic situation in which many Cameroonians live, characterized by poverty, hardship and misery, saving is almost a far-fetched thing to a good chunk of the population, especially the poor and low-income earners. However, saving remains an important and to an extent indispensable part of planning and preparing for a better future and achievement of life's objectives.
For every 10,000, save at least 500 pounds. There are 2 types of savings that you can have. You have the block account, where they will pay you more interest, and your regular account that you can save today, withdraw tomorrow. The interest on that account is not as much as the one you have on the block account.
CCA Bank, we have particular products made for the different classes of people in the different economy, because we know that people are not of the same level, and so we put our products in the market according to their needs. And definitely we have different products. For example, the starters product is for students. With just 1,000 francs you can open an account. This will help a student to save money.
Some are saving in groups of common initiative, locally known as Njangi, while others save in their homes in violation of the law against hoarding.
It is safer to save your money with a bank than in a tontine. With a bank, you are sure to always come and have your money. Even when you are not there, your successor or your family can still come to the bank and they have their money. And that money can be kept for quite a long time. It can be kept for more than 20, 30, 50 years. The money will be in the bank.
In order to have that huge sum of money for you to do great things, you need to be able to save money. And CCA Bank has these different accounts to assist people to be able to save money that you can use in the future. When you have your money saved, you know that your children's education is saved. And also, if you want to do a business tomorrow, you have an opportunity to take money, or you have people to accompany you and tell you what to do.
Banking and other financial institutions offer a wide range of facilities to ease saving for persons of all social classes.
Coming to CCC PLC, when it comes to saving account, you can step in any of our branches and you open our account for free. more so is that we try to take the bank closer to the people, proximity banking. We'll make sure that we open branches in many angles of the town, in the community. Like us in Sisi, we have 22 branches. And one of the reasons of opening these branches is to enable Cameroonians to have access to our banking services and be able to save.
Financial experts advise that everyone, regardless of level of income, should endeavor to save via a strict financial discipline.
Interesting indeed, Sir Babila Jonathan. Always ensure you save something, no matter how much you earn. Now let's talk insecurity. Insecurity, limited access to education, lack of electricity and limited access also to public services are some of the problems or challenges faced by inhabitants of Konye. Konye is in the southwest region of the country. Since the start of the ongoing conflict in the region, the lives of the population in the area has never been the same. And Cedric Chokilcho tells us in the report which comes up next. He takes us to Konye.
The inhabitants of Konye in the Meme Division Southwest region suffer from persistent insecurity, power cuts, lack of quality roads, and limited access to education and public services. These problems have been exacerbated by the crisis in the southwest region of the country. This situation is also partly due to the poor collaboration between the population and local authorities.
We're really hard hit by the crisis, and because of that, we have had a great challenge, the biggest challenge of raising internal revenue. People have taken advantage of the crisis. They don't want to pay their taxes. The council is really suffering, and because of that, we are several months behind in paying salaries. We are unable to do many things which we are supposed to do.
Faced with these difficulties, many inhabitants of Konye have been forced to move to towns like Kumba, hoping to find more stable conditions there. In this tense environment, the Office of the Independent Public Conciliator has just organized a meeting with the local community to establish better collaboration between the inhabitants and the authorities.
We are trying to put in place a neighborhood committees that are supposed to represent the various villages. Konye Council is made up of 37 chiefdoms, and it's very difficult to get to everybody at the same time. But we are sure that with the operation of these neighborhood committees, which will be made up of representatives from each and every village, the council is going to better comprehend the problems of the various communities and to interact with them.
According to the Independent Public Conciliator, only the combinations of these efforts could help to get this locality out of underdevelopment and insecurity.
Now over to one of our lead stories. As from today, November 1, 2024, consumers of electricity will no longer be segmented based on installed voltage, but rather based on recharge habits. Each customer now fits into consumption bracket that determines the rate that applies to them. According to NEO, this will guarantee that both prepaid and postpaid customers are billed on the same basis. Immaculate Fogwe spoke with an energy expert who explains how the changes will affect households, be it positively or negatively.
Owners of prepaid meters will from November 1st, 2024 be billed based on the 2012 tariff rate. This means prepaid consumers will be billed in accordance with the recharge and consumption rate. This change follows a directive from the Electricity Sector Regulatory Agency (ASEL). Their aim is to ensure that consumers, whether residential or commercial, are billed on the same rate structure.
La modification, c'est dans le modèle de tarification.
Nous will now monitor your consumption rate within a period of 6 months, and from there, they will be able to attribute your consumption rate. This will provide a clear and easy to understand billing system for all customers.
Laquelle vous consommez l'énergie mensuellement.
The new structure will divide rates into consumption bands based on historical usage and recharge habits. The new rate tiers as follows: from 0 to 110 kilowatts per hour, 50 francs CFA. From 111 to 400 kilowatts per hour, 79 francs CFA. From 400 to 800 kilowatts per hour, 94 francs CFA. and from 801 to 2000 kilowatt per hour, 99 francs CFA.
Lorsque vous êtes rigoureux dans votre consommation,
we should be very disciplined when it comes to electricity usage. Use energy efficient appliances. Unplug appliances when they are not in use. If you are able to reduce your consumption rate, then your tariff won't be very high.
dans la deuxième tarification, le deuxième
According to NEO, 91.3% of clients will experience a favorable change or stability of their bills, whereas 8.7% of clients will notice a slight increase, notably those who go beyond the regular consumption rates.
Now we take you to news out of Cameroon. Democratic Vice President of the USA, Kamala Harris, has blasted somehow Republican former President Donald Trump's offensive remarks on women as election race enters final stretch. Both U.S. presidential candidates target key states for their rallies barely 5 days to the election. And over to Spain, at least 158 people have already been declared dead in floods across Valencia. Rescue soldiers continue search of survivors and bodies in homes and vehicles. Cleaning has also begun as Valencia to get rid of mud, debris and mangled vehicles on streets. Innocent Aze has the details.
Rescue teams searching for survivors and bodies of victims of the flash floods that spread through large areas of Spain following a year's worth of rain in one day say at least 158 people have died, with 155 deaths confirmed in the Valencia region alone. Members of the Spanish Civil Guards are searching through mangled vehicles for potential flood victims in Alfafa, Valencia. Spanish authorities say they expect the number of deaths to rise as more bodies could be found inside cars and buildings. Streets are blocked by piled-up vehicles and debris, and some people are trapped in their homes. Some areas do not have electricity, running water, or stable telephone connection. For many residents, the initial shock has given way to anger and frustration. People have come out carrying shovels and brooms to help the worst hit areas of Valencia by clearing away debris, while others had bottles of water. As some victims complained they have been left without water, food and medicine. Elsewhere, U.S. presidential candidates Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on Thursday exchanged barbs with just a couple of days left to dive into the historical close U.S. presidential election. Vice President Harris castigated former President Donald Trump for insisting he will protect women, whether the women like it or not, while Trump doubled down on his insult against Harris and anti-immigration rhetoric. Kamala Harris slammed Trump for very offensive remarks about women as she pressed her case that his misogyny has no place in the 21st century America. With each candidate seeking even the slightest of advantage, they took their knife-edged White House race to western battleground states, homing in on immigration and wooing Latinos 5 days before voting concludes November 5. As Democratic vice presidents and Republican former presidents chase one another through the 7 swing states expected to decide the election, Harris is conveying a more upbeat message with her final stop of the day at a star-studded rally in Las Vegas, where she was introduced to pop maven Jennifer Lopez.
And still out of Cameroon, we just got news a while ago that the convoy of the Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye was violently attacked earlier today. So we will be telling you more details subsequently. And viewers, that does it for the first part of the news. Talking Points comes up next. Welcome back, viewers. Since the Anglophone crisis became a full-blown war or an armed conflict, several localities in the northwest and southwest regions have been greatly affected negatively by the war, and some localities are even in ruins. This is the case of Konye. Konye is in the Kupe Mandinguba division of the southwest region, where most people have already left the locality to take refuge in other towns like Kumba and Boya. And today, the mayor of Konye is our guest tonight, Barrister Musima George Lobe. Thank you so much for accepting to be our guest on Talking Points tonight. You are the mayor of the Konye municipality. Now, we are talking about how the war has affected education and also the social life of people in the Northwest and Southwest regions. Tell us now, what is the state of affairs in terms of security within the Konye municipality?
Security in the municipality has been very, very, very wanting because of the socioeconomic crisis that affected the Northwest and the Southwest regions. Since 2018, we have lived in utter insecurity, and this has affected a lot of the economic life, the social life of the people in the municipality. Today, however, we want to thank government for providing a camp, a security camp for Konye town and Konye Central Municipality. I think they are doing quite a great job. For the 1 month that they have been here, the situation is ameliorating greatly. That is why you see today's activity registered quite a number of people.
Now, Mr. Mayor, several schools have been shut down in the Northwest and Southwest regions, even in your municipality. Though you are trying to bring things back to normal, but that has not also been very easy for you guys. And so many persons have been displaced. Some persons have left to Kumba, others to Boya, localities which are not also very stable. Now we might want to know, how is education faring in your municipality, that is Konye?
Education has been one of our major concerns, because for the past years, no public school has been operating in Konye subdivision. We have had a group of schools, privately owned, that are operating, and the communities take upon themselves to look for teachers to teach their kids in their houses. But I think this year, after the efforts of the divisional officer and other stakeholders, we try to see that the schools, especially those in the metropolis, should start functioning. Reason for which the GSS Konye, the government nursery school Konye, and the government school Konye have taken off, though timidly. We also have the government secondary school Mbakwasupe, the government nursery school Mbakwasupe, and the government school Mbakwasupe that have also taken off this academic year. I think with the ameliorated state of the security situation, the security operatives are trying to see how to secure both properties and humans in the municipality. That is why this year we have seen a change. Though it is timid, we are sure that with time it's going to be ameliorated.
Mayor Musima, we know in a crisis situation like what has been happening in the Northwest and Southwest for years now, businesses are largely affected negatively. How are commercial activities happening in Konye for some time now, or since the war broke out?
Business in the Konye municipality, like in other areas, has been very timid because of the insecurity. However, a few business people have been carrying on their activities. But you see in our markets, the markets have been going on, but the council has not been able to generate any revenue from there because council workers cannot be deployed for that purpose because of the insecurity. This has made a lot of income from our markets to enter into foreign hands, and in that domain, we still need to do something to see that the council gets back its businessmen through collaboration so that the businesses can all go well like before.
And now what would you say is or are some of the most pressing needs of the people of Konye, that is your people?
The pressing need of the people of Konye, the first one is security. The second is security. The third is security. The fourth is security, and the fifth is security. From the seat, we can be talking of good roads that lead to the various villages so that they can reconnect to the main major highway.
You should be right there, Mr. Mayor. When there is security, every other thing can fall in place. Now, what is the relationship between local administrators and the council like in Konye?
The relationship has been very cordial, but for the fact that the proximity has been lacking, because for the past 5 years or so, the council has been operating out of its jurisdiction. So the relationship between the people and the council, if one can term it, was a divorce one. But today, things are ameliorating and we are trying to build back confidence in the people. And that is why we are trying to build up neighborhood committees so that the participation of the citizen in the affairs of the council will be positive.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, Barrister Musima George Lobe. Now, just to remind again our viewers that you are the mayor of Konye. Konye is a locality in the Kupe-Maninguba division of the Southwest region and also one of those areas hit by the Anglophone crisis. We know that you have been struggling to strike a balance between security, insecurity, and normal or social life with your people. What is your message to those people, the people of your municipality who are watching you right now, before we go?
Well, if I have anything to say, is that I want to thank them immensely for their resilience throughout these years, irrespective of the difficult situations, the hardship that they have gone through. They have been resilient, and today we are seeing some changes. I want to encourage them to go about their normal activities, and I am appealing to them to tell the boys who are in the bush, wherever they are, whether they are relatives or whoever, to come out of the bush so that they can be reinserted into normal life.
Barrister Musima George Lobe, thank you so much for accepting to be our guest on Talking Point tonight on Equinoxe Television, and hopefully we can have you in another edition. Viewers, thank you so much for being with us. Our programs continue. Equinoxe comes up in about 30 minutes, and the news in the French language with Julien Beth-Bissay comes up at 8 p.m. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television and have a blessed weekend and have a blessed start of the month. Bye-bye for now.